Alright, in case you haven't noticed already, this is not the Perry the Platypus fit. I had to do a whole new different fit. Because I was supposed to upload this on May the 4th. It's May 6th. Fuck. I mean, fuck. I couldn't binge it all in one thing. I just had to. The first seven. I'm gonna be honest. The first 7 episodes, I did not mess with, really like that. The last three, my jaw literally hit the floor. But that's I feel like is my problem with like animation Star Wars now. Ironically, like 66% of it is ass, but the 33% is like actual peak, like actual peak fandom. It's such a mixed bag now. Like I actually didn't even look anything online for like review wise for Maul Shadow Lord. This is literally I literally just binged it. It's literally 4:17 a.m. right now. I literally just binged this shit. I am not tired at all. Probably gonna have to hit the gym after this or some shit. So I want to get all the bad stuff out of the way. Every single original character in this show, I do not give a single shit about. And they don't even try to make me care for it. Like someone would get name dropped and then they would die literally 2 seconds later. Like it was really bad. I think in episode 7. It was pretty bad. But all the pre-established characters, like for the Inquisitors are a legitimate threat in this show. They were pressing Maul bad on this show. I would have never thought he would have struggled with the Inquisitors like this, considering he 1v3'd in Rebels. I would have never in a million years would have suspected this. I don't know if this is a plot inconvenience or it's just. So I didn't watch all of Ahsoka. So there's the 11th brother who Ahsoka completely no diffed. Badly no diffed. And then there's Marak, who pulled up in the Ahsoka TV show, but apparently it wasn't actually him. It was a night sister possessing his corpse, and this is the real guy. This guy was moving like Batman. He was just popping up out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Everyone thinks they're Batman in this show. Maul thought he was Batman. He did that shit. Echo Deco Daki. I'm gonna call him Ed for the sake of this video. That guy was moving like Batman. You had Marak, who was moving like Batman. I think his name's Marak, but he's either Marak or the first brother. And I think I actually figured out why people don't perceive Inquisitors as like a threat. It's because the Grand Inquisitor got washed by Kanan in Rebels. If he was like some regular bum Inquisitor, it would have made more sense. But he was the head honcho of the Inquisitorium, and he was made like a bitch in the Obi-Wan TV show. No one gives the Inquisitors respect. But I think this show actually gave Inquisitors their credit back. They barely talked. It was like, when they were fighting Maul, it was like a bunch of predators. It was like 2 tigers, like scouting out their prey. It was actually really sick. So, Maul is attempting to rebuild his criminal empire after the events of Clone Wars Episode 7. Not Episode 7, Season 7. And he's got essentially a skeleton crew we do not give a shit about. Full blown. We knew for a fact they were all gonna die because he didn't have anything in Rebels. For those of you who didn't see Rebels, I'm sorry, I'm spoiling a lot of shit, but that's just like 9 years old, bro. I mean, come on. It is what it is at this point. So he's on this planet, Janix, the Empire has like very little, like, what's the word? Presence. There we go. And that doesn't stay the same for long until like they pull up in like episode 4. Actually, I'm just gonna tell you what I wrote down for each episode. I actually took notes on this as I was watching. So in episode 1, I literally stay in big caps. All-State Jedi Master is a bum. He is on bum shit. He just did not want the smoke, like at all. Fun fact, he's the guy. I said All-State already, right? The All-State guy voices him. I thought that was really funny. There's this character called Captain Lawson. He is a detective on Janix, and he's trying to bring Maul in. He does not know what the fuck he's getting himself into. Straight up, he does not know. He thinks he's just some regular bum. It is not like that at all. And he is actually voiced by Death from the Puss in Boots Last Wish movie, which was really good. I thought that was really cool. I recognize his robot partner from somewhere, but I can't put my finger on it. If anyone knows in the comments, let me know. I didn't look it up. I literally made this video straight off watching it. So Ed from Allstate has this apprentice named Devin, and they're literally piss poor. They're literally piss poor beggars on Janix, because, you know, Jedi Purge, literally a year before him. And Maul is fiending for an apprentice, and I mean fiending. He's literally compromising his entire, like, plan structure simply to get a apprentice. Like, it could be literally anybody. He's fiending for it. And so the apprentice Devin gets arrested for trying to steal food for her and Ed from Allstate. So she gets arrested coincidentally across the cell from a crime boss that crossed Maul a year beforehand. I don't know if I said this already. My memory is shit. So we essentially get to watch Maul be Sidious Jr. What the fuck do I mean by this? So he is manipulating the local crime gangs on Janix to, you know, start crime wars and obviously gain their territory and stuff. Because he's still the rightful heir, not rightful heir, ruler of Mandalore. So he has a Mando army. He hides some Zabraks, and he's got a little droid I think is really cool, but he gets popped. Like I said, literally everybody in the show gets popped. I think that's the number one beef I have right now. Actually, that's a fucking lie. That's my second beef. My number one beef with this show right now, we did not get a Son of Dathomir flashback at all. It was literally, bro, that was Sam Witwer. What the fuck was going on, bro? If we had a Son of Dathomir flashback, it would have been actually peak, legitimately peak. I don't think a single person would have complained about it. But they didn't do it. Instead, we get some different form of peak that I'll get into in the very good, like when I say 1 through 7 is dog ass, you could skip it. Then 8 through 8, 9, 10. Oh my god. That was actual peak. I haven't seen something like that since Clone Wars Season 7. And the same thing happened then, actually. The first 2 arcs of Season 7 I didn't give a shit about. Then the last 4 episodes were actually peak. And it's the same thing here. I don't know why the fuck they keep doing that. You can't just make the whole thing peak. You gotta let me sit through like 8 episodes, 7.5 episodes of dog ass. Come on, bro. What else was really bad? Alright, so Maul breaks into this prison that has this crime lord that betrayed him. But he lets him live because he has access to the Pikes, which he used to control back in the Clone Wars TV show. You know, with the Hutts and the Black Sun and the Pikes. With Death Watch after he took over everything. So, what else did I put? As he was breaking into As he was breaking into this prison, he just knocks out Lawson. I genuinely couldn't tell. This was actually straight up plot armor on Lawson's part. He should have died. Full blown. Maul actually had zero reason to let him live. He literally didn't even say a word to him. And he says, I have a great understanding of you. No, the fuck you don't, bro. You literally encountered this guy for 2 seconds and you almost decapitated him. Actually, 2 seconds. Like most people use that as an exaggeration. This shit is not. Like full blown blink and you'll miss an interaction. Like that. What else do we got? So he also, across the street from this crime boss, not across the street, across the hall from the crime boss that Maul wants to kill, is the Jedi apprentice Devin. He brings him to their secret lair, and he is trying to convert her so badly. And honestly, what the fuck, Maul? You do not need this bitch at all. First of all, I want to point some shit out. I don't think a single Force user is stronger than Savage. There's actually no way. If you almost during your prime, like a little bit before your prime, then your brother, who was a full-blown demon, couldn't jump Sidious, what do you think this random Jedi bum is gonna do? Like, are you serious? Like, you really are fiending. And then in Rebels, he's literally fiending for Ezra. Like, he is actively fiending for a bunch of bums, quite frankly. Quite frankly, a bunch of bums. Because I honestly, I didn't even watch Ahsoka, but I knew Ezra pulled up in there, and he wasn't doing shit. He wasn't doing jack shit in that show. I've seen the Ezra clips. He's a fraud. He's a full-blown fraud. What else do we have? Yeah, I literally just write, all the choreography is sick, but the rest of it is just shit. Also, I also heard a lot of shit on Maul's part because he was 2v1ing Ed from Allstate and Devin, and Ed from Allstate actually fucked up his leg, causing Maul to crash out and literally kick Ed so hard he literally has internal damage off it. I don't know how the fuck. Like, we literally see in the next episode, he's literally patching. Yeah, I'm in shorts, by the way. Don't get scared. He's literally patching his leg up. We actively see him patching his leg up, and people are getting pissy. People are getting pissy that he was getting pressed by the Inquisitors. I don't know what you want me to tell you, bro. Marok might just be him. He might just be him. Alright, so hold on, what else do I have? No, alright, what did I say? A big problem what I saw when I was watching this, I seriously didn't give a fuck about any of the new characters. Not a single one. Like, I knew they were either gonna die or just, like, we're not gonna see him for a while. Like the kid, like Lawson's kid, I didn't give a shit about him. Two Boots, I don't give a shit about him. Vario, I don't give a shit about him. He had a cool mech suit that got dropped immediately. That was about it. The Lady Mando that was in charge of Maul's forces, I didn't give a shit about that. The two Zabraks he hired, I don't give a shit about that. I think one of their names is Scorn. I don't even know the other one. But the other ones went out like a G. I actually didn't see some shit like that. I'll get into the peak later. So, the Empire comes to Janix. Because Lawson kept fucking up. He literally bit off way more than he can chew. Now the Empire's pulling up, and Maul's like, ah, shit, we gotta get out of here. They're gonna swarm the planet. But he's fiending for Devin to be his apprentice, so he's literally grooming this motherfucker as much as he can. I also want to point out, again, the choreography was cracked. I was actually just looking into what people were thinking about the last episode, and they were saying the choreography was ass. Did we watch the same fucking show? How the fuck are you gonna say that was ass? You know how big Vader is? Oh, spoiler alert, Vader pulled up in the last episode, and he made them look like complete scrubs. It was so bad. Devin, Ed from Allstate, and Maul had to jump him, and they didn't do shit. They were actively losing that. They had to get the fuck out of there. He didn't say a word because we all know the GOAT himself, James Earl Jones, passed away a couple years back. Like a year or two ago. That's another thing. The 11th brother pulled up, for those who don't know who the 11th brother is. He also goes by The Crow, apparently. He was the Inquisitor that got completely no-diffed by Ahsoka in Tales of the Jedi. And I just wanted to ask this. Sam, Dave Filoni, if you ever watched this video somehow, did you guys just not have Clancy Brown in the budget? Because the 11th brother didn't say shit. Is this where all the money in Invincible goes? Also, because Clancy Brown voices like 3 people in that show. And he doesn't voice anybody. He literally voiced the 11th brother. And he didn't pull up. And a lot of people think the Inquisitors are bums because the way they were presented in Rebels and in Tales of the Jedi. Because they were getting bummed by Kanan, who is honestly a bum. Ezra, who's a fucking preteen. They were getting bummed on by her. Then they're getting bummed on by Ahsoka, who completely no-diffed them, which made sense because it's fucking Ahsoka. After like, come on, like 15 years after Clone Wars. Come on, they were getting no-diffed by Maul, badly by Maul, and that's why I know that people are getting pissed because in Rebels he no-diffed, reverse jumped 3v1 Inquisitors. Then in this, he's getting hard pressed by the 1st and the 11th brother. I just want to say it's a teamwork diff. That was really it. That's legitimately it. And they were just stronger in this. Because apparently in Ahsoka, Marok was possessed by Night Sister magic, and the 11th brother just didn't have any info on Ahsoka. But they literally got the download from Sidious himself on Maul. So that's the only reason I think I'm cool with it, honestly. I don't know about y'all, but let me know if you're cool on that. I'm kind of cool with it. But this also brings up a fact I didn't want to say in this video, bro. Ahsoka actually is stronger than fucking Maul, and I'm molding. I actually am molding off this. Because I thought this was just hearsay for like 4 years. When apparently Revenge of the Sith Maul... So in Revenge of the Sith, Maul's at his most powerful, because that's when Sidious was at his most powerful, realistically. And then apparently rusty Ahsoka was able to just fuck him up. Are you kidding me? I'm just going into a full-blown rage crash out tangent on that. I gotta go back to the good shit. So I think I talked about, it's damn near 20 minutes of me rambling about bad shit. Let me talk about some good shit. The last 3 episodes were complete peak. I literally actually didn't write any notes down aside from this shit is peak 3 times. Episode 8, this shit is peak. Episode 9, this shit is peak. Episode 10, this shit is peak. Like, again, I didn't give a shit about any of the new characters, right? But we knew Maul was going to get his ass beat from Rebels. And actually seeing it was a sight to behold. Because people don't realize this shit. Vader is fresh in the suit. He's 3v1ing these guys. Fresh out of the suit. Realistically, this should be one of the weakest Vaders we've seen. But he's actually dogging them. He's literally playing with his food the entire time. Complete, utter domination. He's literally just there chilling. And I feel like a lot of people are crashing out saying, oh my god, he didn't kill these guys immediately. Boo. Boo. You gotta realize, guys, Vader, he's built different. He does it for the love of the game. This is probably one of the only times he's genuinely happy dueling. because the rest of his life is complete fucking misery. In case you didn't fucking realize that. So Maul is they're all getting pressed. And I'm not gonna lie, even the Twi'lek Devin pulled up for a little bit. She was 2v1ing the first and the 11th brother, and I'm just like, how the fuck is that possible? But it was like literally like a 5-second dom, and then she just got back to getting her ass whooped. So I was like, all right, she had 5 seconds to shine, I guess. I think if I did this already, I made a like 6-minute video on the Maul flashbacks. This was genuinely heartbreaking. I almost shed tears watching this. I think I'm man enough to admit when shit hits me emotionally. I'm gonna reiterate it for this video. Him being able to recognize himself without the tattoos is crazy. I can't even do that now. I might just be retarded off that. I can't remember myself being young. I don't know what I look like. I literally tried to think about it as he was doing it, and I just couldn't do it. Let me know if you guys could. I can't picture myself young no more. I can only picture myself how I am. And him consoling himself literally almost brought tears to my eye, because he knows he got done so dirty. And I also, again, Sidious has to be one of the most evil motherfuckers in fiction. You literally see him torturing a teenager just for shits and giggles. Just because he could. Scar this young boy for life and mold him into a weapon. Just to toss him aside at a slight inconvenience. It's so fucking heartbreaking. I'm actually going to talk about that shit again. So, this recontextualized all of Savage for the first, 2 episodes we see him, because he acts very defensively over his young brother, which I actually remember the name of now. His name's Faral. He lives for 2 episodes, because he gets popped. But the way he witnessed Maul get taken by Sidious. So now he's like, there's no way I'm losing another younger brother. You got me fucked up. I'm willing to lay down my life for my family. And then watch him get corrupted by Night Sister magic just to pop his younger brother. First thing he does under Night Sister magic, just completely pops his brother. Then, after I guess that wore off, when Sidious pulled up to Mandalore to put Maul back in his place, Savage recognized him, and Sidious recognized Savage. That just added a whole new layer of context to that. And I think shit getting recontextualized is probably my favorite shit in fiction. I'm a sucker for recontextualization. Just adding new context to shit. And I also want to add this up. So, Maul is having a Force vision. And the way he perceived it. So, when Savage found him on that junk planet... Oh shit, the light's in the way. When Savage found him on that junk planet, he was reciting the Sith code just to... Because he was 10 years on that fucking rock. Nothing but himself losing his fucking mind. And some weird worm who doesn't have a name, but he talks for some fucking reason. It was essentially him. And I'm 90% sure he did not sleep because he had to use the Force to literally keep his insides in. So he went batshit crazy. And in the flashback, he's literally screaming, "Help me, help me, help me." And then when Savage died, he literally was engulfed in rage to the point where he couldn't process his brother's last words to him. What he thought he said was, "You must get your revenge at all costs." What he actually said was, "I'm sorry, brother, I was never like you, and I never was." That's so fucking devastating. Like, really, it really is fucking devastating. And then, again, he called for Kenobi's name as like a cry for help. And what he envisions is literally him getting chopped in half by Qui-Gon's lightsaber from Obi-Wan. And him screaming down the pit. Down the reactor shaft. And he's literally just crying. Like, he completely... I'm watching him slip in real time. I'm watching a man slip. And it really fucked me up a little bit. That was actually peak. Legitimately peak. Also, Sam Witwer voiced everybody in that clip. Goat. Actual goat. If I ever met Sam Witwer, oh my god, it would be amazing. We would just nerd out for hours on this shit. What else? What's else? I was actually looking into this. So, people were complaining about the choreography in the last episode, like just now. I was looking this up as I was making this video. You know Vader's like 6'8", right? He's literally fighting one-handed, and they need all three of them to block this shit. They literally have no info on Vader at all. Like, no info at all on Vader, and they literally are fighting for their fucking lives. And then, at the very end, Maul leaves Ed from Allstate to die by Vader. Obviously, he was gonna die. And now he gets to cultivate Devin into his new apprentice. But we already know that shit's not gonna work out because of fucking Rebels and Solo. That's right. I remember Solo, guys. And it actually wasn't that bad. Choreography was really good, though. Animation was spectacular. Like the fire animation, I think it's the best. I think Clone Wars animation was the best fire animation. Let me know if I'm wrong on this. I'm really pissed we didn't get a Son of Dathomir flashback. We literally just get a small mention that, hey, Sidious killed my brother, my mother, ripped me from my home. I fucking hate you, Sidious. Fuck you, bro. But then he just doubles down on the hate. And honestly, it makes complete sense, bro. He literally, the hate is all he knows. It's legitimately all he knows. It literally is the sole reason he's alive. His hate literally kept him alive for 10 plus years on a junk planet eating jack shit. And it's all he's comfortable with. That's why he's such a fucking tragic man. He's such a tragic figure, man. He knows it too, which is fucked up. I don't know what else I gotta say on this. They're probably gonna make a season 2. But again, the first 7 episodes I did not care for at all. I was literally trying with my damnness not to fall asleep. Trying my damnness. These guys had their cool moments. Like Ed from Allstate literally took a speeder, flung it above a car into a gunship, and his shit exploded. That was sick. That was really sick. Again, that was 8, 9, 10. If I had to rate it, alright, if I had to rate this shit, I'd have to give it a solid 8.4. A solid 8.4. There's a lot of shit, but I'm honestly glad Sam Witwer got to be Maul again. He's actually like so fucking good. He's so fucking good, bro. Well, you heard me rant about Maul Shadow Lord for like half an hour. I'm glad you stuck with me. I'm glad you cared to watch. I'm probably gonna make a Deuteronomy video after the gym today or something. I finally finished it. I got some shit to say on that. God was wildin'. He was fucking wildin' in this. I'll catch you next time. I really should upload this May the 4th. May the 4th be with you always. I'll catch y'all next time.